When God talks to narcissists, this is what happens. Hey there, YouTube viewers. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the mysteries of the human psyche and explore the many ways our minds shape the world around us. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our deep dives into the mind's most fascinating corners. Today we're venturing into a topic that's both intriguing and a bit unsettling. When God talks to narcissists, this is what happens. Now, this isn't a subject to be taken lightly. It touches on the profound intersections between spirituality, psychology, and the complex nature of human identity. So, let's get comfortable and prepare to explore this fascinating terrain together. So, what happens when God talks to narcissists? First, let's clarify what we mean by narcissist. The term gets thrown around a lot these days, often misused to describe anyone who's a bit too self-centered or egotistical. But clinically speaking, narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is a deep-seated, often destructive condition where an individual has an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. Imagine for a moment a person who lives in a world constructed entirely of mirrors. Every reflection reinforces their sense of self-importance, their superiority, and their belief that the universe revolves around them. This is the mental and emotional landscape a narcissist inhabits. So, what happens when someone so immense, so beyond their comprehension as God, enters this self-constructed universe? When God talks to a narcissist, the encounter is unlike any other. In their world, where they are the central figure in every story, the voice of God can become just another reflection in their hall of mirrors. For many narcissists, the concept of a higher power isn't so much about submission or humility. It's about confirmation and validation. If they believe in God, it's often a God made in their own image, a being who supports their grandiose view of themselves and the world. So, when a narcissist hears what they perceive to be the voice of God, the reaction can be complex and multifaceted. They might interpret it as divine endorsement of their actions, no matter how selfish or destructive those actions may be. They might see it as proof that they are special, chosen, or even invincible. After all, if God is speaking to them, surely that means they are extraordinary, right? But there's another layer to this. Sometimes the voice of God, or what they perceive as the voice of God, can become a catalyst for a deeper psychological unraveling. You see, narcissists often bury their insecurities and fears beneath layers of arrogance and self-delusion. The concept of God can threaten to expose these vulnerabilities. A true encounter with the divine, with something far greater than themselves, could shatter their carefully constructed identity. This is where things get particularly interesting. If a narcissist is faced with a message from God that challenges their worldview, their reaction can be extreme. They might deny the experience altogether, reinterpreting it in a way that preserves their sense of superiority. Or they might experience a profound crisis, one that forces them to confront the parts of themselves they've long hidden away. Imagine, for example, a narcissist who has spent their life believing that they are destined for greatness. They've manipulated others, used people as stepping stones, and built their life around the pursuit of power and admiration. Now imagine this person has a spiritual experience where they hear a voice, perhaps in a dream, a moment of deep contemplation, or even in the midst of their daily life. The voice tells them something simple yet profound. You are not the center of the universe. Your worth is not measured by the power you hold over others, but by the love you give. For some, this might be a moment of awakening, a chance to reevaluate their life and their priorities. But for a narcissist, this could be an existential threat. Their entire identity is built on the idea that they are special, unique, and destined for greatness. To hear that their worth is not tied to these things could feel like the ground is crumbling beneath their feet. In response, the narcissist might double down on their delusions, twisting the message into something that fits their existing narrative. God is telling me I'm destined for even greater things, they might say. I just need to keep pushing, keep striving, keep proving to the world how amazing I am. The true message is lost, buried beneath layers of self-deception. But what if the narcissist can't reinterpret the message? What if the experience is so powerful, so undeniable, that they can't simply twist it to suit their needs? This is where the psychological unraveling can begin. Stripped of their delusions, the narcissist might be forced to confront the emptiness at the core of their being. They might experience profound anxiety, depression, or even a complete breakdown as they grapple with the realization that they are not as special as they've always believed. This is the paradox at the heart of the narcissist's relationship with God. On one hand, they crave the validation that comes from believing they are chosen or special. On the other hand, the true message of most spiritual teachings, humility, compassion, selflessness, directly challenges the narcissist's core beliefs. The result is a constant push and pull, a dance between embracing the divine and rejecting it in favor of their own self-made reality. Of course, not all narcissists are the same. Some might genuinely believe they have a special relationship with God, one that sets them apart from others. They might see themselves as prophets, messengers, or leaders chosen to carry out God's will. This can be particularly dangerous, as it gives them a sense of moral superiority that justifies their actions, no matter how harmful those actions might be to others. In extreme cases, this belief can lead to delusions of grandeur, where the narcissist believes they are above the laws of man and God alike. They might become convinced that they are infallible, that their actions are always justified because they are carrying out a divine mission. This is where the lines between spirituality and mental illness can blur, leading to potentially dangerous or destructive behavior. But what about the possibility of redemption? Can a narcissist truly change if they have a genuine spiritual experience? The answer isn't simple. While it's possible for anyone to change, the deeply ingrained nature of narcissism makes it particularly difficult. A narcissist might have moments of clarity, where they recognize the harm they've caused and the emptiness of their pursuits. But sustaining that change requires a level of humility and self-awareness that many narcissists struggle to maintain. In some cases, the experience might lead to a temporary softening of their defenses, where they become more open to the idea that they are not the center of the universe. They might start to see the value in relationships, in helping others, and in living a life that isn't solely focused on their own needs and desires. But these moments of clarity can be fleeting, easily overshadowed by the narcissist's need to protect their fragile ego. Ultimately, the relationship between a narcissist and the concept of God is a complex and often contradictory one. On one hand, the narcissist might seek out God as a source of validation, a way to reinforce their sense of specialness and importance. On the other hand, the true teachings of most spiritual traditions, humility, compassion, and selflessness, pose a direct threat to the narcissist's carefully constructed identity. So, what does happen when God talks to a narcissist? The answer, as with so many things in life, depends on the individual. Some might twist the message to suit their needs, using it as further proof that they are destined for greatness. Others might experience a profound crisis, one that forces them to confront the emptiness at the core of their being. And still, others might find a path to redemption, where they begin to let go of their delusions and embrace a life of humility and compassion. But one thing is certain: the encounter is never simple, never straightforward. It's a clash between the ultimate authority and a fragile ego, a battle between the divine and the delusions that define a narcissist's life. And in that battle, the outcome is always uncertain, always dependent on the choices made in the aftermath. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with us through this deep dive into the psyche of the narcissist. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the mind and the mysteries that make us who we are. Until next time, take care and keep questioning the world around you.
How a narcissist reacts when realizing they are no longer welcome in your family. Hello everyone. Your unwavering support fuels our exploration into the complexities of human behavior. Today, we delve deep into narcissism, focusing on the pivotal moment when their illusions shatter and they face the stark reality of losing everything. Reflect on the significance of this moment. If you appreciate our discussions, please support us by liking, subscribing, and sharing our content. Your engagement strengthens our community and amplifies our collective journey. Additionally, enhance your understanding of narcissism with my free course, Narcissism 101. Identifying warning signs, plotting your escape, and crafting a fresh start. Access this invaluable resource via the link in the description. Now let's explore the profound impact of a narcissist confronting the harsh truth of their loss. Are you ready to delve into the intricacies of the narcissistic psyche with us? Let's begin. When a narcissist realizes they'd lost someone like you, it's a harsh wake-up call. They suddenly understand they'd lost something valuable, your presence. This realization hits hard not only because they've lost you, but because it highlights their own flaws. The destructive impact of narcissism extends beyond one person, resembling a wrecking ball through relationships. Through cunning manipulation, they trap unsuspecting victims, leaving chaos in their wake. This may not have been clear at the start of the relationship, but awareness brings truth. When a narcissist finally faces their downfall, they are overwhelmed with regret. They see their flaws, realizing they aren't immune to human failings. They reflect on the chaos they've caused, broken relationships, missed opportunities, and understand that manipulation and deceit lead to emptiness and isolation. For those who have endured narcissistic abuse, healing is a slow and challenging journey. It requires resilience, determination, and confronting your pain head-on. Over time, however, you can reclaim the independence the narcissist took from you. A crucial question arises. Should you forgive the narcissist for the pain they've caused? This is a complex issue that demands significant personal work before you can decide. Breaking free from the trauma bond and rebuilding your life are major undertakings. Let's be honest. Forgiving a narcissist is nearly impossible. These cunning individuals infiltrate your life, leaving destruction in their wake. They see you merely as a means to fuel their endless ego, with no regard for your well-being. When you cut ties with a narcissist, They don't just walk away. They discard you, viewing you as disposable. It's a twisted cycle that's part of their behavior, always seeking new victims to satisfy their ego. If you're dealing with a narcissistic spouse during a divorce, prepare for a long and painful process. They understand your worth and enjoy having power over you. While it's difficult to revisit painful memories, it's crucial to understand how narcissists operate. They're experts at trapping you, draining your energy, and taking years of your life without you even realizing it. When you break up, the narcissist knows exactly what they're losing. They recognize your unique contributions and the stability you provided, but to them, you were just a pawn to fulfill their twisted needs. After a breakup, you might go through what's known as the hoovering phase, where your ex tries to pull you back in, missing the support and connection you offered. They might charm you and promise to change, but it's usually a tactic to regain control. Embrace your journey to healing. Reclaim your independence. Recognize the strength within you to move forward, free from the toxic grip of narcissistic manipulation. You might wonder if they'll ever truly realize what they've lost. They might have a fleeting sense of it, but don't hold your breath for an apology. Narcissists often see themselves as superior and will quickly blame you for the relationship's end. Think back to those apologies they offered during the relationship. Were they ever genuine? How many times did they promise to change, only to revert to their old ways? It's painful to realize how much you invested while they only took from you. Remember how intense things were at the beginning. That was their way of cooking you. Over time, they became less responsive, leaving you in the dark. They were likely busy with other targets, playing the same game they played with you. Those short, indifferent texts. They're busy with their next victim. They have a cycle of manipulation, and unfortunately, you were just a part of it. Eventually, their true nature will be exposed, and people will catch on. Their toxic behavior will destroy relationships, leaving them with the mess they've created. It's a vicious cycle, but at least you're free from it. You might wonder why some people fail to recognize they're dealing with a narcissist. There are a few reasons for this. Some might be aware but stay silent out of fear of becoming the next victim, while others simply haven't spent enough time with the narcissist to see through their charming exterior. Abuse usually occurs in private. When you're alone with the narcissist, that's when their true unpleasant behavior is revealed. In public, they put on a facade of charm and kindness, acting like a wonderful person while mistreating you behind the scenes. Eventually, the narcissist will notice they've lost you. They won't admit it, thinking they're superior to everyone else. They recognized your worth, but chose to use and discard you anyway.